they checked me out. They're like, I don't think it's an ACL. Like, your knee's strong. I was like, all right, cool. I'm going back in. Then I find out it was on a torn ACL. I had my surgery, and the next day I was in there doing rehab, squatting 315, like 2 months post-op. It made me stronger than I was before in both legs, not just the injury.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Call The Huddle podcast. Today's episode, I got a chance to talk with former Rutgers offensive lineman Bryan Felter ahead of the 2026 NFL Draft. Bryan spent 6 seasons with Rutgers while playing left guard, center, and right guard over his career with the Scarlet Knights. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for watching, and let's get to it. So growing up, like football fan, you think you were like college football or NFL more? You think, Bryan?
Growing up was probably NFL more, just because growing up we had season tickets, so like it was always or someone we knew had season tickets, so we went to a lot of games when I was growing up.
Yeah, that's cool. And I know you like stayed in Jersey, like you went to Bergen Catholic, and then like now it's like an hour away, Rutgers. But like, tell me like favorite O lineman growing up. Then, like, do you have anyone like NFL wise or like anyone like centers, guards, like anyone that you watched growing up?
Growing up, it was mostly like Joe Thomas. I watched a lot like growing up, and then like once I started getting into O line, it like kind of changed. Went between like I was watching a lot of tackles because that's what I played in high school when I was younger, and then once I got to college, it kind of switched to guard centers, the Quentin Nelsons, the Jason Kelsey's. Like that's where I kind of shifted over to.
Yeah, you got anyone's like kick step that you like to watch, like kick slide?
I mean, I always thought it was funny watching Joe Thomas's because it was so like unorthodox from like what you're taught, but it worked. It worked for him, and it was really good for him.
That's cool. I know that's fun at that level. And like I said, you've been able to play like every single position, which is crazy too.
Yeah,
But I want to rattle these off a little bit. You got a favorite food or like favorite snack or anything, Bryan?
I'm a big steak guy.
Steak. That's cool. I hear that a lot in here. How you like it ordered?
Rare.
Rare. That's cool. That's the best way. But it depends. It depends. It depends for sure. Um, Pre-game tradition. You got like a music pick or like anything like you go to, before the
Uh,
game?
Pre-game, I go down like Slipknot's whole like this is Slipknot on Spotify. Usually for 6 years straight, that's what I did.
You've always been like that since since you first started playing.
Well, it was always like rock music, and then I got into like heavy metal like coming into college, and then that's really like pre-game stuff.
Got you.
Strictly for football, I keep the heavy metal.
I love to hear that. Actually, that's sick. Um, I know Big Ten football is crazy. Like especially the last few years, there's their whole West Coast thing. Like that's changed up since you've been going to school. But what are some of your favorite road trips and like environments that you've been to see?
Um, Washington was pretty cool last year, just to go on that flight because the year before when we flew out to USC, I was injured, so I didn't get to make the trip. So that was like my first like West Coast trip with the team, which was fun and a cool stadium to be at. Iowa was sick. That was a great place to play. Uh, Ohio State, Michigan, those are always like cool just because of the tradition behind them.
For sure, and that's like I said on here. I talk about it too a lot. Like the Big Ten, so much tradition, like goes back so far for everyone,
Yeah.
which is great. In school, you've been going to school since 2020. Like, what's your degrees in?
I have a bachelor's in psychology, and right now I'm 3 classes away from finishing my master's in labor relations and employment studies.
What's that about?
It's just kind of like typical like workplace, like HR kind of how to make sure everyone works cohesively.
Yeah, and then like, what'd you take away from psychology? Like 4 years of that. Like, I mean, like whatever you undergrad.
That was
What'd
really
you take from that?
that was interesting the most for me, just because like it's kind of crazy to see how like people think, and it kind of shows you that like everyone's not wired the same. But like I also went through like child development classes too, doing that, so it was like kind of cool to see like how little um like children know like growing up and the development through that, and then also like how much the adults have impact on how they come out.
That's cool. That's a cool point. Communication's everything. Like you said, like from when you're just first born, like communication's literally everything.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing that you have that perspective. Um, Last one I got for you before I want to jump into your career a little bit. What's like a hobby or something off the field that like a fan should know about you, Bryan?
I mean, I like to fish and hunt. I mean, that's basically outdoors guy.
Sweet. I actually hear that a lot. Like, what do you like when have you known that you still like that kind of like alone time
Uh,
aspect?
it was more like growing up. Like my grandfather always used to take us fishing, and then through high school we'd hunt, and in college a couple of my buddies would, and then kind of season would roll in, and you kind of get stuck not being able to. So I haven't gone in a while, but looking forward to going out again.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome, man. Uh, I know, like I said, you've been able to play like literally every single position on the O line. Your first freshman year, I know you played a lot of left guard, a lot of right guard. Um, Played center 2022, like your sophomore year and stuff like that. I guess just tell me like Rutgers altogether, like the last 6 years, it's been since 2020. Like, how do you think your experience of staying there and staying in state has kind of helped you like become who you are?
I mean, I loved it because I always told like anyone who would go on visits, I'm like, if you're from New Jersey, you can be as far away from home or as close as you want to be. Like during COVID, I could have been in another country. Like my first two years there, like we didn't leave. Like you didn't see your family. You didn't like that was I could have been in a different country, and that's what it seemed like. And then once kind of things got back to normal, it was I could go home on the weekends if I wanted. I was only half an hour away, so if I wanted to, I can go home, get a home cooked meal, or I could stay on campus and be my own person. Like that's what I loved about staying in state because it was what you made of it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really awesome. What was unique about like Rutgers University and like how like what'd you take away from that? I know you've been coached by Greg Schiano for like all 6 years. But what did you take away from just like the specifics of it?
Well, the school itself it's so big, like all the campuses. So like it's like you're in your own cohort, your own city, basically, of because it's so many campuses and you're driving around to different classes, and then the football aspect is just a lot of work. Like it's your job. Like that's what I loved about it. It was like everything was regimented. You had a routine of oh, I'm gonna wake up at this time on a Tuesday. We have this, then we have lunch. Then I got to go to class. Like it was always the same, which was I like because the routine aspect of it.
That's cool. Jumping into that first year, like I know, like you ended up having 6 starts that year, played like in a couple other extra games at left guard. It says you were like the most starts by a true freshman at Rutgers since like 2011, uh, which is like a crazy just jumping right in, getting thrown right into the fire. What do you think the transition from high school to college was like for you? Like I know you're recruited by a coach Schiano, like I said. Like what was that whole transition process like for you? Because like that's the last transition you've been through, kind of sort of like compared to what you're
Yeah.
going through now.
I mean, I think I was more prepared than most just from being at my high school, Burton Catholic, like playing against those higher caliber, like Division 1 athletes. Like especially like we'd play with St. Peter's Prep, St. Joe's, Don Bosco. Like they always had Division 1 defensive linemen. And then we'd travel. We played modern day my sophomore year in high school, and like that's when they had Amon Ross St. Brown and all those guys on their team. Flew out to California, so like that kind of prepared me for college, and then getting into college, just kind of picking up the speed of everything because that's the biggest jump. Like everyone's strong, but like the speed is the thing and the learning, which I was able to adapt to pretty quickly, which got me the opportunity to have those 6 starts.
Yeah, got you. Uh, I mean, yeah, and I think I saw you were named first team all state, all Jersey, USA Today Network and stuff like coming out. Like you mentioned, you played tackle, just being an overall athlete. When it came to getting to Rutgers, what was that first, what was the first few months of getting to Rutgers like for you? Like what did you first pick up on when you got there?
Um, Kind of just how strict the training was because that's what it was. We were doing Zoom workouts during COVID, and then kind of okay, June, you're getting into right back into it. You better be in shape, kind of thing. So that was the wake up to like welcome to college football. Is there's no lollygagging around for the young guys. I mean, you gotta catch up fast. Um, yeah.
Got you. And then like I mean, Big Ten football, like you've been there forever, got like seen all of it. Uh, like when did you kind of know that you belonged at that level, like from a personal standpoint, like in terms of believing in yourself?
I think the biggest thing for me was just like even going in my freshman year was just like what can go wrong. It's kind of like when you're asking a girl out, like what the worst they can say is no. So like, what can go wrong? Like, if you got to give it all your all, and the worst that can happen is you don't play. It's still not the end. Like, it's the end of the world, but it's not. Like, because you still have years, you still have your career. So like, that's kind of how I took it. Even going as a freshman, I was like, oh well. So what now? What kind of thing? Like, I gotta do my job, and if I'm good enough, then I'll play. Like, that's how you earn your spot. So I think taking that outlook on it is just like where I knew I fit in the Big Ten was because like when I my freshman year when I got that opportunity, I was like, all right, I belong here.
Yeah, got you. That's awesome. I mean, there's so much like leadership to take from that too. Like being a young guy, like literally like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, like where your first like starts. Uh, what do you think? Like, how did that first year, like even in Coach Schiano's first year, but like the freshman year you were playing, how do you think that helped you as like a leader and kind of like vocal, like and step out into the locker room? Did that help you at all, like in terms of getting your feet out under you?
Yeah, I think it helped me just because it's one thing to be able to like talk to others, and it's another thing to have like your play back it up. I think on the football field, like people look up to a lot of times look up to the guy who does both is a good person off the field and on the field is producing. But I was blessed to have people who were older than me when I first got in there kind of take me under their wing. Um, just kind of show me the ropes of how things go. So that kind of helped me. And I think playing so young got me in. I always like all my friends were older, so I kind of like that was my group of guys I hung out with. So I kind of matured through them at a young age.
Exactly. Like I mean, that's exactly like not everyone was a freshman. Like I said, exactly. Like you were like like you exactly you put it well, like getting bonded with all the older guys, like getting those stripes kind of thing. um what was like your biggest step for you as a leader, you think, over like the last 5 6 years? Like what year, like what kind of moment, what decision do you think was your biggest step as a leader?
Um, I think the biggest step was going into my senior year. Just we got a new O line coach, especially in the O line room. Like we got a new O line coach in Coach Flats. Or my true senior year. Going in, we got Coach Flats came in, and that was just kind of like and a new OC. So that was like they don't know who I am, so I have to show them who I am kind of thing. And that was like the step I took in becoming the leader for the team that they needed.
So that was like 2024, you mean, like your true senior year, like yeah, like 2 years
Yeah,
ago?
yeah.
Got you.
Two,
um
3 years ago.
yeah, word, exactly. In terms of that, like I know you've only played a few games. You only started like 4 games that fifth year. Um, what do you think was the biggest step for you as a player between last year and this past season?
Um, I think the biggest thing just for myself was uh, kind of telling myself like this is the worst. Like that's how I used to look at it. Even like coming back from rehab, and it was like, what's the worst that can happen? I tear my knee again. Like it already happened. So like if you don't attack it at 100%, like you're not gonna be back to where you were, even better than you were. So that's how I attacked my rehab um, going into this last year.
Got you, got you. Uh, and I know like this past year especially was like a pretty special year for you guys, for the team. Like I know Ethan was it was year 2 of Ethan being quarterback. Um, and like just obviously a special talented group. Ended up being a game short of a bowl game. But what do you remember from, like, I mean, obviously like the run game, offensive line was kind of like your guys's team, like a lot of the identity. But what do you remember from this past year, like the guys you had, like the group, like what are you gonna remember from that, and how did they impact you?
I say the biggest thing now that I even like when I go back just to see the guys, like I tell them they're like, oh, you miss it. I go the number one thing I miss is breakfast and lunch. Like when we're just sitting around the table, like telling stories, like that's what I miss the most. Just because like all those guys came from different backgrounds, had different stories, and we were able to just sit and just laugh and BS with one another, like even before or after practice, and talk about things that we have to do. And that made us a closer group, especially offensively, which led to the production that we had.
Yeah, that's cool. Like I mentioned, the team. Like I said, like lots of talent. Could you maybe like shout out some younger guys or guys that have like surprised you throughout the year, or, like that you've seen take big leaps, like for fans and for other college football people?
Oh yeah, I mean the biggest two for me. just from who I've played with and watching is KJ Duff and Antoine Ray. It has to be just from watching, especially Antoine, like watching him behind Kyle Monungai. Like I remember him coming in as a freshman. They're like, "Oh, he's the next thing." I was like, "We'll see, we'll see." And he really proved himself as a player, stepping up younger, which I love to see. And then KJ, I mean, from his freshman year, like I knew he had something special, and he really proved it this year.
Got you. And I see like KJ. I mean, KJ is called a superstar already. Like I think he had that crazy like one-handed catch like with his
Yeah.
head like under his feet kind of thing like last year against Penn State. Um, that's crazy. That's awesome. Uh, any linemen that's like had any impressions on you?
I mean, the younger guys, I felt like they were all my age. That's how I felt. Like guys like Ty Needham played last year, and Kobe Alamoa, like those two played with us for a while. So I felt like they were all in my grade, even though they weren't. That's just kind of how I felt, just because how close we were. But those two, like those guys, worked just as hard or harder than everyone there every day. Smart guys, know the system. They could play any position you put them at. That's how well they know it.
Got you. That's awesome. How you doing with this, Brian? Are you having fun right now with the interview media stuff?
Yeah, yeah, it's fun. I mean, last time I had it was 6 years ago, getting recruited to go to college. So it's crazy to get back into it. That's how it feels for me. But yeah, it's cool.
I bet. Yeah. Nah. That's especially like yeah, like I'll being all there like 5 6 years. Like this is it is that is the last time you've been like I said like in a transition type thing. Um, talking about like you mentioned like the injuries you had to deal with, like the adversity, overcoming that and stuff. I talk about a lot in here. Like the big step for a lot of people is like being proactive, like knowing something's gonna happen, like knowing that something's gonna come your way, but like just finding a way to get ahead of it. Um, first off, like what was the injury like for you? What was the rehab, like the adversity, like what did you learn from that altogether throughout your career?
So when I got injured, it was week 4 against Washington at home. Going into halftime, run a screen, plant weird. I feel pop in my knee, and I go down. They check me out. They're like, "I don't think it's an ACL. Like your knee's strong." I was like, "All right, cool. I'm going back in." And so coming out of half, go back in, play the rest of the game, which then I find out was on a torn ACL. Um, and find out that was kind of a big decision. Like, do I cash my bets and try and play the rest of the year, which was an option I had. It was because there's what I was told is there's copers, which is like you can not have an ACL and kind of perform still. So I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot. And then I was like, if I play again like this year, will I lose my eligibility? And they're like, yeah. So I was like, I had a decision to make. What was the best thing for me and my family? Um, Ended up just getting the surgery and then sticking to rehab. And I mean, all the credit out to our training staff at Rutgers. Uh, they worked me day in and day out. I mean, I had my surgery, and the next day I was in there doing rehab, squatting 315 like 2 months post op. Like that was just work every single day, which I needed and I loved because it made me stronger than I was before in both legs, not just the injury.
Uh huh. That's crazy. And like I mean, like I said, there's a lot to take away from that. Like I so many like a lot of the injuries are the same where like I feel like I've heard like people say it teaches you just gotta work and like you see the like you can't really see like the light at the end of the tunnel, but like you know what you're working toward. Um, how do you feel like that injury, like overcoming that, like made you a better player this past year and like especially going into the next like the NFL, the next level?
I mean, it made me a better player just because I know, like, especially now after, because that was like my first big surgery, big injury, kind of showed me like, oh, you can overcome things. Like the end is not the end, even though it might seem like it at that time. Um, what else? I'm sorry.
No, I mean that's kind of like just like yeah, that's I was asking like what you took from overcoming it, like learning like the everyday process. And I know it's hard, like it's super hard. Like just like what was that like for you?
It was also like, you can't be scared of what's at stake, kind of thing. Like you can't, you're at the bottom when you're at the injury, or at least it feels like that. That when am I going to get better? It's always like looking ahead, but you got to, like, my biggest thing was, even like the team just talked about it. That's what it was. It wasn't just injury just about injuries. It was just about the team. It was like be in the now, be in the present. Like the biggest thieves are the past and the future. So the biggest thing with like coming back from the injury was like I just got to worry about right now because I can't worry about who I'm going to be blocking in the summer or our first game. I just have to worry about what I have on my sheet for that day of rehab.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. I got you. I mean, yeah, like sports really, really highlights like changes, like constant, like changes literally like constant, like every second. And I appreciate that. Like I appreciate that perspective a lot for you. Uh, Talk about like Coach Schiano. Like I know he was the one that kind of recruited you like that first year, I guess probably. Um, what's how's he impacted you as a coach? Like what's he like?
He's hard. He's hard to play for. He is. He's a great guy. I love him. But he's hard to he wants the most out of you. He expects you to reach for your bar, and his bar for you is set very high. Um, we always say the standard's the standard. So like for us, like the standards right here, that's you better be meeting that or exceeding that. Like you can't even fall. And that's what he holds to all of his players, which makes you even work harder. Um, which I love.
He comes off as a good leader, like as a authentic, just like you said, like a hard leader. What was your first like impression of that? Like when did you first know who he was? Like like I said, recruiting wise, like when did you first know kind of who he was as a coach and a person?
The recruiting side is different than the coach side. I feel even with any coach, recruiting is like, oh, we want to get you here. Like that's like the greatest thing about Coach Schiano is he never lied during the recruiting process, um, which I respect. And but it wasn't the you got to do this, you got to do that. This is the way to do it. The coaching aspect of it in recruiting. So I would say like our first practices getting in my freshman year when you saw him have a fire lit and he's coaching us hard, like that's the oh okay, this is who he is, which
Yeah,
is
that's cool. Does that like rub off on like the rest of the staff, like the program altogether? Like you think?
yeah, I believe so. um I think they see how he reacts to certain things and how he acts towards his players, and it kind of trickles down to the other staff members.
Yeah. And then like last one on him, like you've seen him like I mean your whole career at this point, like what have you taken away from what type of leader he is and like how has that maybe rubbed off on you like do you think or like just like how have you seen what type of leader he is?
The biggest takeaway from him is just be truthful. Like don't sugarcoat anything. Even when I would be like, okay, I know I have my buddies on the team, but if they're slacking or they're lollygagging, like I got to be truthful to them because I'm doing a disservice to not just myself, to them and my team. But that's the biggest takeaway from him. Like it might hurt to get in someone's face if they're your friend, but leadership, there's a price to leadership, and it doesn't matter if he's your friend or you don't know him. If you're leading the team, like you gotta do what's right and tell them what's right.
That's awesome. And do you think that's like that him like that the authenticity like do you think that that fits like Rutgers perfectly? Like I don't know much about the fan base, but do you think that's like perfect for what Rutgers football needs?
Yeah, I would say that's perfect for. You just need to tell it how it is. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate that. I mean, that's how the biggest like you just football is like one of those sports you do have to be honest with yourself. Like the wins, the losses, like especially offensive line, like you're so much one on one, like there's so much team oriented, but it's I'm glad that that's a good perspective. I love that. Um
Yeah.
uh I know you talked about like, the locker room experience you've had uh playing since high school and like playing since you were younger and stuff. Like what do you think football has taught you like as a person like, you know, your personality and who you are? Like what has football taught you?
I mean, it taught me a lot of things. I've been playing since second grade, so like I feel like through the different ages, it teaches you different things when you need it, which is great about it. Um, but definitely like the toughness aspect, and like I feel like a lot of times football can teach you like that life is not easy. Like same thing, especially at this level in the Big Ten. Like you go in, you expect like everyone's goal is to win. So you have two teams with the same goal fighting, but the scoreboard doesn't lie. One team's gonna lose, one team's gonna win, and that's just kind of like life. Like you can go in thinking everything is sweet and that you're gonna win at everything, but football teaches you that like there's gonna be setbacks, there's gonna be adversity. It's just how do you overcome that in real time, not just thinking about it, but actually doing it.
Yeah, and that like I mean I know the type of competitor that makes you like in all the other football players, but you like in going to the next level, I think that's awesome. Um, and like you mentioned, playing since second grade, like football's in your blood, like for real. Uh, some of your like tell me about your game a little bit. Like, what do you think are some of your strengths? I guess first off, like what are some things that you think carry on to the next level about your game?
Um, I would say my violence, being able to just play the play longer than who I'm going against is what I kind of pride myself in. Um, because there's always going to be someone who's better than you or bigger or stronger than you. It's just who wants it more, who's willing to work that extra second, that extra half second. Because O line, you need 7 seconds. That's what you need. Make a hole for the running back. Give the quarterback enough time. Like that's what you need. So who's willing to fight for that extra second is kind of where I take the violence aspect into it.
That's cool. That shows like on the film, just watching Rutgers football. Like I know you guys were just plowing over guys constantly last year. On the flip side of that, like what are some things you're working on right now? Like what are some things you think you're tuning up going on to the next level that are going to be more important as you develop?
Tuning up is I'm working on pass protection a lot, especially like being able to move to that center position. Like I've played it before, but the past 2 years I've like been mostly at guard. So working on snapping, getting the hand up, like that's kind of like the little fine tune details of like that is what I've been working on the most.
Got you. And then like I wanted to ask about that too, like the versatility of it. Like going to the next level, like is there a ton that you have to change up if you want to be a center and a guard, like a tweener? Like or is there like even like size wise, like playing weight, like is there anything that you have to worry about doing both?
I don't think I wouldn't say worry. I think where I am right now is good for any of the three interior positions. I think the best thing, at least that prepared me for this, is like when I was younger, even going in college, like there'd be games where I'd play all three interior in the same game. The left guard for a drive, come back out, center. You're okay. You're going in at center for a drive, but like just the ability to like be able to okay, now I'm on the left, now I'm on the right, now I'm snapping the ball. Just be able to work your mind that quickly kind of is helping me for this time in my life now.
That's awesome. And like you said, there's so much like mental gymnastics in that. Uh, Being center, like that part of it, like when did you know you could handle the play calling, like the leadership of center? Like when did you know that that's who you were as an offensive lineman?
I mean, I would say I knew it once I was able to like know not just my position. When you're younger, like you're trying to learn. Okay, I'm playing left guard. I need to know what the left guard does. Like when I got older, it was I know what every five guys has to do. Like if someone was like, "Oh, who are we going to on this?" Like I could help them out, and it kind of was able to give me that leadership role in and even moving to center or staying at guard is like I can if I know what everyone is doing, then like I can be able to communicate with everyone.
Yeah, I love that. I love like the situational football, knowing that on here. Like I talk about it so much. Like not a lot of people, especially going to the next level, even like know like the situations like for every position. That's great. Uh, so I mean, like the last two questions I got for you, Brian. I know you mentioned like the media, like this is the like first jump since like high school, basically for you. What's been your favorite part of this, like this whole process, getting ready for the next level, like the agent part of it, the media, like what's been your favorite part of everything?
I think the favorite part is just talking about football because like it's crazy how like once you're done, you're done. Like then you start training for pro day, you start training for the combine if you get invited. Like once you're done with your season, you're done playing. Like you're done putting the pads on until God willingly you get picked up by a team or drafted. Or like, but talking about it kind of makes it feel like you're still doing it. Where um, like you're not. I'm not putting a helmet on right now. I'd love to, but but talking about it makes it seem like I'm getting ready for a game.
That's cool. And yeah, I mean, you're good at talking at it. So if you ever want to do that as a job, like I'm sure there's lots of opportunity for you, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then I mean, last one, like I know you mentioned the injury, like I mean, staying so long at Rutgers and stuff, like there's a lot of ups and downs. But tell me, like adversities wise, like what do you think is the big like one of your biggest adversities that you've had to overcome, and like how would you turn that into advice for someone else, like a younger kid or like someone going through football like life stuff?
I mean, going through life stuff, I'd go back to the knee because like those four, like just thinking about it, like the 4 weeks leading up to the injury were probably some of my like best to that point. like I'm not like up until that point, those 4 weeks, like I was producing, like I was confident, like we all were as an O line, and then you get that setback and it feels like the world's ending. Um, but you can't look at it that way because then you just ruin yourself for the future. Um, and that's what I had to like make sure I did and work on, and that's why I talked to a lot of people during it. But that's the biggest thing is like you can't allow yourself to get isolated through adversity. You got to reach out to people who are going to be able to help you and keep your mind in the right headspace because not every day is the same and not every day is easy and sometimes it feels like you're taking a step back just to go forward. But that's what I'd say.
That's great. I love that. And like, yeah, you turned that into 12 starts. This like you turned it right into 12 starts this past season. Like a great run game. Like you were part of it, and that's awesome. Uh, that's awesome. I appreciate you, Bryan. This is a lot of fun. And I'll be rooting for you. Like I said, like I know it's a lot over the next couple months. Like seriously. Uh, but I appreciate your time a lot. Is there
Thank
anything you
you.
wanted to say before I let you?